Hi guys and welcome back to our FIFA 19 Sunderland Road to Glory career mode. Now, in the last episode we did round off League One. We finished on 103 points, which is absolutely insane, and I was actually informed that that is the record or the joint record amount of points in League One, which is currently held by Wolves in real life, which is awesome. And I never realised that. It was actually a Wolves fan who informed me of that, which is absolutely crazy. But as I did mention in the last episode, what this episode is going to be is a sort of review and a team talk going into next season. So what we're going to do, we're going to obviously we'll revisit the league table ourselves. We will have a look at the Premier League to see who got relegated in the Premier League, to who's going to be joining us now in the Championship next season, who won the playoffs for League One. Little things like that. We'll check through our top goal scorers, assists, clean sheets and all that kind of stuff. The improvements on players, how they've grown throughout the season. And then once we've done that, we'll go into next season. We'll stop it on the 1st of July, and we'll see how much money we've got in the transfer budget, and I will kind of give you guys an idea of the kind of player I would like to maybe sign. And then that is when you guys are going to leave your comments as to who you think I should sign and leave your suggestions and what have you. And then I will more than likely leave it a few days, then it gives you guys a fair chance and everyone a fair chance to give their suggestions, because some people, they don't actually manage to get to see the video, within 24 hours. They might not see it until 2 or 3 days after. So I'll leave it a few days and then we'll smash the Championship and get that underway. So let's get into it. So of course, as you can see, we are top of the league, 103 points. We've got a huge gap there above Scunthorpe, who will be joining us in the Championship. Now let's find out who has gone up with us in through the playoffs. So let's have a look. We've got the League One playoffs, and it's Charlton. Charlton will be going up with us. They beat Oxford 4-3 on penalties. Where are Portsmouth? They got knocked out by Oxford 5-2. I thought Portsmouth would. I did predict in last episode that Portsmouth would be joining us in the Championship, but unfortunately for them, they got absolutely hammered by Oxford on aggregate anyway. And there is Blackpool, who did get knocked out by Charlton. But now let's check out the Premier League. It was City who won the league, actually. That's really, really tight there. Just 4 points separating 4th and 1st. City, Liverpool, United and Spurs making up the top 4 there. Let's have a look who went down. It's Brighton, Southampton and Cardiff who will be joining us in the Championship. That'll be an interesting one. Some decent teams there. I didn't expect Southampton to go down. Huddersfield doing well to stay up as well. Fulham alongside them, but it will be Brighton, Southend and Cardiff joining us in the Championship next season. Now, as for the FA Cup, which is something I do like to check as well, different competitions. So you won. It was Liverpool who won the FA Cup. They beat Manchester City by 2-1. Really good for them. A really good result. A class little cup win there for them. And the Carabao Cup was won by Spurs. A 3-0 win over Brighton. Brighton doing really, really well to get themselves to the final of that competition as well, considering I think, they've been relegated, haven't they? From the Premier League, and then will be joining us in the Championship. So to get to the final of that competition, that's really, really good for them. And now for the Europa League, we'll see who won that one. It was Manchester United with a 3-2 win over Chelsea. That's mad. 2 English teams in the Europa League final, and it is United that edges it with a 3-2 win. Now we'll check the Champions League and see who won that one. I'm guessing probably, Real Madrid. Real Madrid against Barcelona. What a final that would be in real life. A 1-0 win for Real Madrid there. So that rounds up all the competitions, I think. I hope I haven't missed any. The Checkatrade Trophy is not one I'm really too interested in. I suppose we can look and see who did win it. There we are. The Checkatrade Trophy was won by Scunthorpe. I know there's a couple of Scunthorpe fans within the viewers and the subscribers. So there you go, mate. Oh, lads, girls, ladettes, whatever. There's you guys won by 2-0 against Shrewsbury and managed to lift the Checkatrade Trophy. But now, before we do have a look at our squad, something has happened, or a couple of little things have happened since the last episode. I did forward to just before we will be going to into the Championship into next season, and as I did that, we received a transfer offer for Sturziak, which I have accepted, and he has now been sold, because now we have Reuter, we have McLaughlin and we have Plazzari as well. And Reuter is probably a goalkeeper that I'm going to sell. I only think we really need 2 goalkeepers. In real life, of course, I prefer 3 goalkeepers, but in FIFA you only really need 2, and I think McLaughlin and Plazzari are going to be pretty decent for the Championship. McLaughlin probably be on number 1. Plazzari, once he's trained up a little bit more, he will overtake McLaughlin in that sense. But as you guys know, in the last episode we did take on Abilio Dominguez, the centre-back that we did get in the youth academy. We've already trained him up a little bit, and look at that. He's only 16 years of age, he's already rated 65. He could prove to be a bit of a beast, and even if he isn't that good, we could train him up and he's going to sell for an absolute ton. But I do want to keep him on board for now. But, as I say, a couple of things did happen. Sturgis got sold since the last episode, and the next youth scouting report come through, and there's this man, Gil Diaz, 17 years of age, rated 63, and he looks like he could potentially be a beast. His speed isn't fantastic. He has all-round relatively decent sort of ball control, dribbling. His finishing isn't half bad as well for his age. Shot power as well, penalties. So he could prove to be another youth signing that could do really, really well for us. So we've got two really, really decent players there in the youth squad. I'll probably just sign them now, to be honest with you. Promote to senior squad, and then just keep on training them from there. A few of you guys actually suggested sending them out on loan, or at least sending one of them out on loan as well. But I just feel like, whilst obviously they're on loan, we can't do the player training with them. I think leaving them there, or leaving them within our squad and just keep constantly play training them, you know, in the sort of background as the season progresses, we'll see a massive improvement in the pair of them, and then they might be ready for the next season or what have you. We'll have to see, but I don't really fancy sending them out on loan. But we'll again, that remains to be seen. So for the top goal scorers, there we go. We have Vetakali, I'm not too sure how you say that, sorry. For Charlton with 19 goals. We have Mangan for Accrington Stanley on 17, the same as Taylor from Plymouth. Madger for us all the way down there in 10th with 14 goals. So it's not too bad. Let's see if we get any other Sunderland players. I don't think we did really have another goal scorer, a proper goal scorer anyway. It was quite well rounded throughout the team, you know, other than Madger. So Madger, at least he got himself in the top 10 with 14 goals. Now let's have a look at assists. Ryan from Blackpool getting himself 9. Let's have a look if there's any Sunderland players in there. I don't think there is, because we rotated so much. I think that was the problem. We rotated so much. We're not really giving... You won't really see a Sunderland player that's played 46 games like you can see there for Blackpool. But for clean sheets, it is McLaughlin who clinches it. And look, because we have rotated so much, he's played 31 games. That's 11 games less than Eastwood for Oxford, who's in second place. But we still managed to get 20 clean sheets. That is absolutely incredible. That really, really is. Now, for yellow cards, I don't think we'll be anywhere to be seen. I'm not really too interested in this one. I don't even think we got a player sent off this season. I think we may have done once. I can't really remember. But yeah, Wagstaff there for AFC Wimbledon. Naughty lad there, get himself 2. Same with Bingham, Brayford and Dougal as well from Barnsley. But now we will have a look at our squad and have a look at the improvements throughout the season. It should be quite an interesting one, this. So we'll do it all one by one. We have McLaughlin, who was improved by 1, now rated 72. Reuter has remained the same. Plazari has gone up by 2, but I will be training him a lot more next season. Sturgis went up by 1, but he has just been sold. Adam Matthews has gone up by 2, now rated 71. Donald Love gone up by 1. He's a player that I'm more than likely going to get rid of next season. Well, I think I am, because we've just brought that lad in as well on pre-contract, who will be slotting alongside Matthews in terms of options for right back. We have Suter, who's gone up by 1. Matt Clark has gone up by 2. Baldwin has gone up by 1. Ozturk has gone up by 2. Leuven's, of course, has gone down by 2. I think this will more than likely be the end of his Sunderland career at the end of the season. We have Abilio Dominguez, who we just spoke about. He was actually rated, I think, 61, 62 when we first got him in the last episode, but I've just been smashing him in the play training, and now he is rated 65 as a 16-year-old, and he can play as a CDM as well, which is really, really useful. Rico Henry has gone up by 1. He's been absolutely fantastic. Flanagan has gone up by 1, now rated 67. Oviedo has remained 72, which is, I suppose, expected because he is 29 years of age. Reece James has gone up by 2, now rated 70. That's really, really good for him. Power has remained the same. Chris Maguire has gone down by 1, which is really, really annoying because he is, just because he's 30 years of age, I think, he's been punished by the EA gods. Watmore has gone up by 2, which is really, really good, now rated 71. Ethan Robson gone up by 2, now rated 61. Embleton has gone up by 8. 8 Embleton has gone up by, that's absolutely insane, now rated 64. That's really, really good. Dylan McGeoch has gone up by 1, now rated 69. O'Nien has gone up by 3, now rated 68. George Honeyman gone up by 3, again rated 68. Ada McGeady has gone down by 1, now rated 72. Angel Gomez has gone up by 4, now rated 72. That's brilliant. And Gooch there gone up by 5, That is really, really good. Well played, lad. He's 23 years of age, of course, gone up by 5, now rated 72. Pele van Amersfoort has gone up by 1, now rated 70. Wyke has gone up by 1. Now with Wyke, that's a bit of a grey area at the minute, because when he did play, originally I've been playing him as a sort of centre forward / cam. He has played up top every now and then, but more so as a centre forward because Madger had played really well. Sinclair had played better than him. Now with Wyke, I think I am going to sell him at the end of the season because he's been injured for the second half of the season pretty much, which of course isn't his fault, but when he has played, he hasn't been fantastic. We'll go through the sort of more in-depth stats in just a minute, but here's Sinclair. He has gone up by 2, now rated 63. I'm debating purchasing him. I really am, but if we look at his stats, I think we could probably do a little bit better, or we could just train him up and see what we can get out of him, because he has played really well despite his really low rating. What do you guys think? Should we try and get Sinclair back for the Championship? We have Madger, who's gone up by 9, the biggest improvement. 9, he's now rated 72. That is just absolutely incredible. It really, really is. We have Molyneux, who's gone up by 3, now rated 61. And we have, of course, we've got Diaz in there, who was only just joined us. But in terms of goals, if we look here, it is, of course, Madger, who's got 15 out of all competitions with 7 assists. That's brilliant for Madger. What a season. What an opening season that is for Josh Madger. We have Honeyman in there with 9 goals as well. He did really well there, Honeyman, because he was rotated quite prolifically, although he has still played 31 games. He's got 6 assists as well. We have Maguire, who got himself 9 goals and 4 assists. Gooch with 8 and 5. McGeady with 7 and 6. See, there's just so many goals spread throughout the team because we have rotated so much. Now, Wyke, 4 goals, 0 assists. See what I mean? I don't really think that's good enough as such. It really isn't, but particularly that, you know, because he has played as a centre forward / cam for the majority of the time. I really don't think that's good enough. Just 4 goals out of 33 appearances. So I think we could probably get a little bit better than that. We have Van Amersfoort, who's got himself 4 goals. Van Amersfoort scored 4, and he's only played 14, whereas Wyke has played 33 goals, and he plays in a higher position than Van Amersfoort, and he still managed to get himself 4. Gomez, again, he's got himself 4 goals, and only played 16, and quite a lot of them were substitute appearances as well for him. Ozturk even managed to get himself 3 goals and 1 assist, and he's played 29 games. Oviedo, he did have that long-term injury, but he still managed to get himself 3 goals and an assist as well. O'Nien got himself 3 goals and 5 assists, which is really good for him. And one of those goals was an absolute screamer and was definitely goal of the season. Matthews, he's got 2 goals, 4 assists. Power, 2 goals, 3 assists. Embleton with 2 goals out of 6 appearances. So he did quite well when he did play. Clark, I think these appearances will include his previous club as well. 1 goal and 1 assist. So we've just got nothing else really to see there. McGee got himself 4 assists, which is pretty nice as well. Are there any more assist makers? No, not really. Just a few players, or 1 player didn't make an appearance, and that was Sturjek this season. So everyone's had some kind of opportunity, which is what I really, really wanted. Everyone's played at least a few games. Obviously, of course, we've got there Dominguez, who's only just signed for us, so of course he hasn't got any appearances under his belt. So everyone has got a fair chance this season, I would say. They've got at least, 10-15 games under the belt at some point. But now, before we do go into the Championship season, or at least skip through to next season, I want to have a look at some players, or our players, in terms of who's going to stay, who's going to go, type thing. So McLaughlin, he's a definite stay. Reuter is going to go. Plazzari is going to stay. Sturjek is already going. Matthews is going to stay. Love is going to go. Suter, Clark and Baldwin, those are definite stayers. The only thing with Ozturk, he has been decent. I can't really knock him. I've seen several comments saying to sell Ozturk and get another centre-back, someone who's just a little bit better, maybe a bit of a brick shithouse, someone a bit bigger. But in saying that, Clark and Suter are both brick shithouses. They can do a job. Baldwin can do a job. And Ozturk has been exactly that. It's just trying to fight those in-swinging crosses that come in, particularly on Ultimate, because we're not winning anything. So it's a bit of a difficult one unless you guys want to suggest another centre-back. But then it's just trying to fit in Ozturk, Baldwin, Clark and Suter. And also we need to decide what formation we're going to start with, because that 3 at the back that I've been playing, it works really, really well defensively. It's when we go to 4 at the back. Obviously, if we're going to stick with the 3 at the back, then yes, we could take on another centre-back because we're going to be rotating a lot more in that sense. So obviously we're going to need another centre-back really to fill the gap. But if we are going to return to 4 at the back, and with that only being 2 centre-backs, of course, then we'll be a little bit overloaded with centre-backs. But yeah, so it's a difficult one because Ozturk is very hit and miss He's very solid, but he's also very slow. He is prone to the odd error here and there, so that's a really, really difficult one. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Now, we've got Oviedo, Flanagan and Henry. Flanagan is going to leave. I am going to get rid of Flanagan because we have only used him as a sort of bit part role. He hasn't necessarily impressed since been playing. We've only really used him to cover fitness reasons, left back, right back, centre back, which is really useful. But we have brought in, is coming in. We have that lad who's going to sort of fight it out with Matthews on the right, but he can also play as a left back as well. So that really, really helps, leaving Flanagan surplus to requirements, really. So on the left, we do have Oviedo, James and Henry, but all of them have played the part. Henry has played almost every game since we signed him in January. Oviedo's played really well. James, he hasn't put a foot wrong when he has played. So I think I might just end up keeping those three because I can't find a reason to sell any of them. Power, of course, is going to stay. Maguire, he is a difficult one because should we just try and make the money whilst we can on him? We're bringing new wingers in. He's not really going to see the light of day in the starting 11. So I think Chris Maguire, even though is probably one of my favourite players right now in real life, in this I don't think he's going to cut it. So I think I am going to sell Maguire. Watmore is going to stay. Robson will probably go out on loan again just to see what we can get out of him. Embleton, I'm probably going to train him up a bit more because eventually I think he'd be a relatively solid Championship signing because I don't expect us to go up at the first time of asking in the Championship. I really don't, especially in the now that we're playing on Ultimate. McGeoch, he will be staying. O'Nien will be staying. Honeyman will be staying. McGeady, he will stay, but whether he'll play too many games, that remains to be seen. Gomez, of course, will be staying. Gooch will. Van Amersfoort will. Wyke, I think I am just going to sell. Sinclair, that's still one for you guys to decide because is he really going to be good enough in the Championship? He played really well when we've called upon him in League One. But the Championship, is that going to be a bit of a cut above because of his rating? I'm not too sure. Madgett, of course, is going to stay. Molyneux, maybe I'll just send him out on loan again. We did send him out on loan earlier in the season. And Diaz is just another one of those youth products that we'll just train up in the background. So that's it for the time being. So what I'm thinking is, depending on the formation we use, I do kind of want to get two up top. And so many people are suggesting to return to a 4-4-2. Or I say return, but I haven't played 4-4-2 yet. But so many people are playing 4-4-2 this year, and I think that's literally just to squeeze two strikers up top. And I do want to try and find a formation with two strikers up top, but also we need a bit of width. So 4-4-2 kind of fits the bill with that. But what do you guys think for a formation? That's something I need you guys to let me know as well for a formation. So really what I'm looking at, of course we need strikers, which is the exciting one, guys. We've got wingers coming in. We have a right back who can play, right back and left back coming in. So now it's strikers really, because Madger, of course, he's the only real mainstay. Sinclair, I'm kind of like, about. Wyke, I want to sell. So really, all I'm really looking at is a couple of strikers, maybe even three kind of coverers. Maybe a young one and an experienced one. Yeah, it'd be nice to get an experienced Championship striker. I'd like to see that. Or at least relatively experienced. And then maybe a young one that we can work on. I don't know, I do want to get another young one, kind of alongside Madger. And then obviously a more experienced Championship strikers. It's basically strikers, guys. I might end up just filling it up with strikers, really, because we have been lacking with that. And we're very, very reliant on Madger right now. So to get other players that compete alongside him, that would be excellent. So it is mainly strikers I'm after. And potentially another centre-back as well. So really it's a centre-back, one more centre-back, and probably two or three strikers, maybe, or just a couple of strikers. But that is enough of that. Let's skip forward to next season, and I shall see you guys there, and we'll see how much money we do have at our disposal. So here we are, guys. We are now into next season. Now, here's the moment of truth. See how much we have in the transfer budget. We have 14 million. That is really, really decent indeed to get a few decent players in. I'm quite happy with that, actually. And with the wage budget as well, if we move it around, maybe around there, that we'll probably need 11 million, 12. This is cracking. We've got a very, very healthy transfer budget there to use, guys. So there we have it. That is where we are going to leave it. So I am looking at maybe a centre-back. That isn't, the absolute priority, a centre-back. I think in the centre, we're looking pretty healthy with the likes of, McGeoch. We've got Power, Honeyman, O'Nien, Van Amersfoort. We're looking pretty healthy in the centre. So yeah, I think I'm looking at potentially a centre-back, maybe, but I am definitely looking at a couple of strikers. I don't want to rinse through a load of players, in terms of, because obviously January was a bit of a mad one. We got like 5 or 6 players and also got ourselves a couple of pre-contracts as well sorted for this season, which reminds me, let's have a look at our players. Let's have a look at our new players. So here we are, lads. Here are our 3 new pre-contract signings. We have Akpo, now rated 72. He was 71 when we originally signed him. But look at that. Acceleration 77, sprint speed 88, which is nice. He's got decent strength as well and stamina. Absolutely fantastic, I think. And 84 aggression. I think he'll make a very, very decent signing for the Championship. We've also got Jordan Jones here. Left winger, and he plays a cam as well. His pace, he's got blistering pace. Not the strongest of players, so we might get pushed around a little bit, but hopefully his pace will overcome that. Although in FIFA this year, pace seems to mean absolutely nothing. But even so, he's got room to grow. 24 years of age, a very, very useful player to have indeed. Alongside Callum Robinson as well, who can play on the left and as a striker, although I'll probably rotate between those two on the right. We've got lots of Gooch playing on the wings now. We've got Watmore, Robinson, Jones, of course McGee there is back up. We've got some very decent options to play with now. Robinson, 24 years of age. He's got half decent pace as well and acceleration. He's crossing, which is quite big. I notice quite regularly that crossing, it's normally very low on a lot of players. So even just to have 68 crossing, that's not bad at all. Someone who can whip a ball in. He can score goals as well, finishing 73. His dribbling's very good as well. So we've got some very decent signings in there, and our squad is really starting to build. Just got a couple of players to offload, and then you guys need to let me know who you think we should bring in. So again, guys, a centre-back and a couple of strikers. Also, what formation are we going to be using going in to next season? So that is it, guys. Round it up. I'll be leaving it a few days so then you guys can get your suggestions in. So, if you have enjoyed this episode and you're excited to head into the Championship season, please smash that like button for me. It'd be massively, massively appreciated. And subscribe to the channel if you're not already to become a fully fledged member of the Sarny Army. But for now, you take care and stay jam it!